Hello there, it's Andy Ewens from FormaServe once again. Today I would like to tell you about a product we have recently developed in the UK. IBM publishes customer stories. Having heard of our journey with HMRC, the VAT-man, they asked us if we minded using them as a customer story. This is our story. This came about because HMRC, in their wisdom, changed how companies reported their VAT, value added tax. This isn't optional. All VAT registered companies over the VAT threshold of 85,000 have to use this method of reporting and submitting their VAT returns, called Making Tax Digital, MTD for short. Figures have to be electronically submitted from start to end, from invoices and purchasing to submission. No one can get their grubby little hands on the data. Hopefully we don't have any VAT inspectors listening in today. We were approached by one of our clients, a small engineering company in Scotland with no IT department, on how they use their IBM to transmit it to the HMRC. This company uses software that was written for the System 36 way back in the 1980s. It served them well, with minimal intervention throughout the years to their complete satisfaction. Their complete business is run on IBM, from financials, parts inventory, job management and quotations. Their question was, which menu option do we take to transmit our VAT returns to HMRC? Luckily we had persuaded them to keep their hardware and operating system up to date and say, yes, of course your machine can do it, even with your software being written way back then. It wasn't long before our other clients got wind of MTD and began asking the same question. So how do we do this? Technology on our favourite server was already available. RPG and CL were not the best tools for the job, but yes, it could be achieved, but we knew there were better development tools out there. So we looked at the open source offerings that are available and decided on Node.js. For the database option, as we all know, DB2 runs so well as it integrated with the IBM. So we stuck with that for the database instead of using any of the open source database options. And of course, as Node loves JSON, it seemed obvious to choose that for our configuration and storing of local data. This slide shows how all the pieces are stuck together. We have bridging software that runs on the IBM server that takes information from either an API call, a data area or an Excel spreadsheet. In the latest version there is also the option of importing a CSV file. This option is handy for our customers that run the Sage financial package and have exported their VAT figures to a CSV file. Once we have all this information, we give the VAT-man a call and tell him we have some dosh coming his way. From an accountant's point of view, not a lot has changed. They still send the same information and for them it's seamless. Behind the scenes, all very different. As you can imagine, security plays a huge part in making tax digital. The user has to sign into HMRC with their usual government gateway user ID and password. HMRC then checks that the software they are using is authorized and is coming from a system that they recognize. As HMRC uses OAuth 2 as a security protocol, all communications has to be encrypted. Once all the security has been passed, it's all systems go. Of course, before anybody could use our software to submit VAT figures, we had to get it approved by the VAT-man. But this caused other problems. This made testing for the client impossible. No testing environment nor proof of concept could be performed as there was only a development environment and a production environment HMRC. The only way to prove our solution was to give a demonstration to our clients. They had to sign up to MTD before they could use it. Once they'd signed up, it was all in live. At this point, MTD was the only way forward. They couldn't go back to their previous ways of submission. Here we can see a snapshot of 3 of our customers now using our MTD to submit their VAT returns. All very, very different. So we had the first one, which we've already talked about, the customer running their System 36 financials. The second one was a Sage customer, so they exported it and then imported their details into our MTD product. They weren't a Sage fan, to be honest, but they've been running it for a while now, so there wasn't an option to run it natively on the IBM i. And customers' own bespoke software. So it was an obvious choice, really. They had their financials already running on the IBM i, so it seemed the ideal solution to take it forward using our MTD product. They weren't a fan of cloud-based solution and they wanted full control. So what is next for HMRC? This is not the end of the journey, but only the start as far as they're concerned. The VAT department intends next year to ask all registered businesses to include all the purchasing and invoices transactions to reconcile these VAT figures. So this is going to be a big change once again for MTD. Other schemes are also planned to come on board MTD, such as corporation tax and income tax. Personally, I have no doubt that the IBM i will be able to cope with these extra demands. If you have any questions or would like a demo of our product, FMTD, please get in contact with us using any of the methods listed above. Thank you all for your time.